Hello, welcome to Let's Keep Active from Sweet Circus. Now, this is the last in the series for a little while. Don't worry, there's plenty of other things coming. We've got exercise, snacking, we've got learn to juggle, and of course our Let's Keep Circusing is carrying on a Monday. So don't forget to subscribe at the end, but I'll tell you a little bit more about that later. So, I'm back in the Sweet Circus van on my drive because it's nice and quiet in here, and we're ready to continue with noughts and crosses. Now, if you missed last week's, you might want to skip back and have a look at that. We did a bit of prep work because this one's really hard, and I promise you I have been practicing, but still I'm not being that successful with it. It is good for the old grey matter though. I can really feel it working. So last week we were doing circles in the air with our fingers and then trying to reverse the direction. We did the same with our feet, so that was our noughts, and we also did the same with crosses. So we did our crosses with our feet and with our hands, and then tried to change direction so that they were going in opposite directions. Now we're going to step it up a little bit. So instead of changing directions, we're going to try and do one thing with one hand and the other with the other. So noughts with one hand and crosses with the other. This is where it gets really tricky. If you didn't think it was tricky last week, you got another thing coming. So I'm going to start with noughts. So I'm going to do a nought with this hand, and then I'm going to start trying to do a cross with this one. And already my nought is going really slow and it's looking kind of square, I would say. What do you reckon? I'm going to do the same with my feet. And this is even harder. Watch out. Serious concentration face coming up. Do you like my socks? Look, I put matching socks on just for you. Special treat. Okay, so let's get the circle going with one foot. And then I'm going to try and do a cross with the other. Oh, it's hard. Doesn't help that my feet are too close together. Let's move them apart a little bit. Okay, so noughts. Try and get that going and then kind of forget about it and let it carry on. And then I'm going to try and do a cross with the other foot. Oh! I'm having to work so hard to make this happen. Ah! Okay, so that's one hand doing it and the other hand doing the other. We've done the same with the feet. And then what about if we try and do your hand doing one thing and your foot doing the other? So I'm going to go for, what shall I go for? I'm going to go for I'm going to do crosses with my hands because I think the circles are easier. I think the noughts are easier. Let's try that. It could be the same foot or the opposite foot, it really doesn't matter. So let's get the circle going with my foot first of all. See, that's quite easy. I can do that till the cows come home. All right, let's see if we can get these crosses happening. Okay, so now my circle is definitely looking more like a triangle, I would say. Oh, and now my cross has turned into a circle. Okay, it's getting a little bit easier, even if I'm doing a bit of a strange circle with my foot. It's getting a little bit easier. Let's try the other way. So with my other foot then, I'm going to do crosses. Yeah, let's try and do the crosses with my foot. And then add the circle in with my hand. Oh, now I'm sort of doing a V, I think, with my foot. And my circle with my hand is just getting smaller and smaller. Cross, go on, do a cross foot. Please foot, do a cross. Oh, bit better, bit better. As you can see, I'm finding it really tough. How are you getting on with it? I hope you are actually joining in and not just watching me looking really silly. So once you've practiced that a little bit, you can, if you want to, turn it into a game. So I've made myself some cards here. Don't laugh, I'm not an artist. So I've got two sets of cards. On the first set of cards, I've just got noughts and crosses, okay? And on the second set of cards, I've done myself my right foot, left hand and right hand. So I'm just going to shuffle those all up. And the other cards, give them a good shuffle as well. Okay, so means that my right foot has to do a cross And my left hand also has to do a cross, so that should be a bit easier, right? Okay, now I need to remember what my left and right is. I'm not very good at that. So, right foot is this one. Right foot's doing crosses. And left hand is doing crosses. Yeah, I got away quite easily with that one, didn't I? Could be that you say they have to go in different directions if you wanted to. And of course, it doesn't have to be noughts and crosses. Why not do squares and stars, for example? And obviously, if you've got little ones at home, just make it easier, make it fun. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whether or not you achieve it. It's all about trying to do it. And that's what's making those connections in your brain that's going to help your brain and body talk to each other a lot better. Okay, so that's it really from Let's Keep Active for a little while. As I say, there are other things coming. So subscribe to the channel. And then you'll be able to see all of our videos quite easily. If you click the bell, then you'll get notifications when we release something new so you don't ever miss out. We're going to be doing some exercise snacks, which are just going to be short little join-in activities. And some of them will be for older people, some of them will be for children, and some of them will be for any age. And we'll make sure that that's clear in the description. We've also got our Learn to Juggle series, which are just going to be short silent clips which demonstrate exercises you can do to work towards juggling, and they accompany our Learn to Juggle kits, which again I will leave a link for in the description. And on Mondays every week we have our Let's Keep Circusing. We are now doing poi and scarves, but if you watch episode 1, it'll tell you what you can do if you don't have those things, because most people don't have those things, but there are things around the house that you do have that you could use instead. Well, I hope you've enjoyed staying active with us. We will be back. And don't forget, if you're in a position to do so and you've enjoyed this series, you can donate via the link in the description, but only if you're in a position to do so. Let's face it, most of us aren't right now. But if you are, it's always grateful. Well, we're always grateful. It's not. Anyway, take care, everybody. Stay home, stay safe, stay active. Bye.